it's Kelly from Cards by Christine here with you on a Thursday evening. I cannot believe it's Thursday already. I cannot believe we're at the end of October. Like, does anyone want to tell me where October went, please? We are here tonight for Paper Pumpkin Live. It is going to be great. We are diving into the holiday season already. As us crafters do, we start early so that we have time to get it all done. So let me just pull up my Facebook or my YouTube and make sure that we are all headed in the right direction. Let me get my comments up, see who's all here with me. All the, good stuff. Oh, turn the volume down. All right. Live. Nope.
Hi, everybody.
That's Chris. So close. Where is, live. There we go. Okay, so let's turn the volume down. All right. Hello, Melanie. This is a favorite paper pumpkin. I think a lot of people are going to really enjoy this paper pumpkin. It is very beautiful and very, intricate. I mean, not intricate in the ways that, the cards that, Chris makes are intricate, but, a lot of, painterly details and a lot of just very, very pretty pieces to it. So I think it is going to be a hit. Hello, Mary and Feline, watching and working on my craft roulette card. Nice. Hello, Susan. So thank you to everyone already who has joined us and logged on. Hi, Sherry. Thank you so much for joining. Go ahead and hit the like button, please, and share on whatever platforms you are watching on so that everyone in this world can enjoy the beauty of these paper pumpkin cards. I hope you all are having a wonderful day and a wonderful week. We got kind of drizzly yuckiness here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, but that's okay. I have off on Thursdays. I did have to go into work for a little bit today, but I laid on the couch all morning. It was just one of those, I've been working a lot and really hard recently, so I needed the rest, but at the same time, the weather didn't help, and my ambition for cleaning in the basement completely was overruled. So I rested on the couch most of the morning, and then my day kicked off. So that was kind of silly, but that's okay. So tomorrow at the museum, we have our annual Spooktacular event, which I'm really excited about. I never really was super into Halloween, but I've kind of gotten more into it with the kiddos, and my husband also really enjoys Halloween, so we've gotten more into it, and I still have a costume that I have to make, so Halloween's here. Like I said, I don't know where October went, but that is a-okay. So hello to everyone. Let's see here. Linda, Judy, and Lynn, thank you. Finally, sunny in Utah, really? Well, it's been very just drizzly and overcast here for for a long time. We had a crazy day. It was Tuesday, I think. It downpoured in the morning, and then it was absolutely bright and sunny and 75 degrees, which late October in Wisconsin, that is not normal. I don't know. It was crazy, but that's okay. So, it's the weather. We have zero control over it. So, yeah. What do you guys think of my outfit? Sorry, I'm just so in love. I just ordered it off of, I think it was maybe eBay or something like that. I'm not much of that kind of a shopper, but I have a coworker who also really loves Winnie the Pooh, and she had an embroidered Winnie the Pooh jean shirt from the 90s, and I loved it. And I'm like, I need one. So I went on to eBay and Mercari and found some stuff, and pretty expensive. This one I got a halfway decent price on, but I have my eye on one. It's gorgeous. I've never seen it before. It's dark green, and then it's got Pooh, Piglet, and Tigger down one of the chest pieces with leaves blowing on it. And it's $80. and I'm trying to convince myself to not buy it, but I've been like fixating on it for the past 2 weeks since I've seen it, so everyone should tell me, like, be strong, don't get it, and we'll see. We'll see. I really love that shirt. And I got this, and I was, like, instantly put it on. I paired it with the sweater. I'm usually, like, not good at making outfits and pairings, and I'm like, man, maybe this is a sign I need that other sweater, because I'm, like, really learning how to rock these jean shirts. Oh, man. I'm weak. So anyways, thank you to everyone for tuning in. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm gonna go ahead and flip the camera down, and we'll take a peek at what we got in store for what we have in store for our paper pumpkin today. Feline, yes, Pooh is awesome, like so awesome. Winnie the Pooh is something that I have loved since I was a kid, and then as I've grown up, and haven't grown up, but just gotten older, maybe that's what I should say. As I've gotten older, I've learned to enjoy the intricate details that the filmmakers and writers and all that, like, have interlaid into the, like, character development and the storylines and stuff like that. And it's just amazing. And so my adult self probably loves Pooh more than my child self did. And I have absolutely no problem with that. So that is my one of my guilty pleasures is Pooh. And Felina, if I'm right, so my brain is not working very well, so if I'm wrong, I'm so sorry, and sorry that I can't remember this, but you had sent me a couple Winnie the Pooh cards, I think. And I'm telling you, that Happy Mail, whether it's Winnie the Pooh or not, when you get a homemade card in the mail, it is just like, it really brightens your day. So I so appreciated that.
You can tell people you've been getting your cards.
I have. So I have been receiving some extra special mail, speaking of Happy Mail. So I play a part in I'm going to switch the camera back so you don't need to just be staring at nothing while I tell this story. Get it as a Christmas present. You're right, I really should. You know, because Mom and Dad need Santa presents too. So, yes! What is that? Unity stamps, I think it is. So I don't have 40 of them, but I have over 20 of them, and they were all, let me just say this. I had 0 of them before I got those cards from you. And I took that as my sign. Sorry, I'm answering Feline's question or comment more. I knew that they existed, and I was kind of like overwhelmed by how many there were, and a little bit by their price and stuff like that. But when you sent me those cards that were so just thoughtful and meaningful and beautiful, I took that as my sign that, like, okay, now you should buy some of those stamps. And I bought some, and then they came, and then I made some cards with them, and then I bought some more. So it was so funny. Their sale prices are amazing. I would not buy them when they're not on sale, but I can take $18 here and there and all that good stuff, but not 40. So anyways, I was talking about, oh yes, so I play a part in some of the success of the Creative Escapes, not near as big of a part as Chris and some of the other major players in it, but I do, photograph all of the displays and all of the cards, and set up the Google form and do the voting and all that stuff. And so Chris, this little, like, secret project that she had working on that I didn't know about, because I mean, her and I communicate about a lot of things. Like, we talk almost daily, if not definitely multiple times a week, about needing, this for that, or this idea, or all that good stuff. We're business partners. But seriously, she pulled this off, and all of a sudden I was getting these cards. And the funny thing is, they have a stamp on them that says something about the Creative Escape. And I made that stamp because I make personalized stamps. And I was just so confused how I was getting a card that had Chris's personalized stamp on it, but the card on the inside was not made by or sent from Chris. I was so confused. And then there were more, and then there were more, and then more, and then a couple more. I think I got maybe like 10 to a dozen of them, or I don't know.
Everybody sent theirs out to you because I had like your name down 12 times.
Well, yeah, so I did. I should count how many I had. But yeah, so I was like, and just like I was saying, that just joy of opening those cards. And I understand the time and talent that it takes to make not personalized cards, homemade cards. So I'm just like, wow, you guys are the best. So anyways, I love you all. This is like so much of my happy place right here. So with that being said, let's flip the camera back down. And so here is the Mac Daddy. They clearly personalized the box. It is a beautiful painterly scene. So like along the back here, we've got the whole scene, which obviously is a preview of what we've got on the inside. And then of course, Paper Pumpkin is logoed on the front. Let's see here. We've got Home for the Holidays, which is the October 2023 kit. So let's open this up. This box got a little damaged, but ooh, that's exciting. So we've got some glitter glue. Haven't used glitter glue in a long time, so this is such a cute little bottle. So excited about that. Our Stampin' Spot this month is Real Red. That makes sense. Here is, oh, let's see here. Well, some of it's upside down and some of it's not. So here is our stamp set. So we've got a little decorated house. We've got some like snow blizzardy flakes. What's that? That looks to be a pine cone. Some actual snowflakes. These are just dots. A Christmas tree. Then we have Celebrate the Wonder and Joy of this festive season. And then Happy Holidays and Merry Christmas. So beautiful stamp set. That is quite a treat there. And then on the inside, we've got, ooh, oh, I'm already in love. Okay, so let's open this bad boy up and see what we are playing with tonight. Okay, so this plastic is kicking my butt. Okay, I'm gonna go grab my Real Red and my stamp block. I will be right back. Water in here? Thank God. I've had 0 water today. Okay, Real Red, perfect. Okay, so for those of you that may be watching for the first time or watching a Paper Pumpkin for the first time, out of curiosity, has anyone who's watching tonight not watched or participated in Paper Pumpkin before? Shout yourself out. I would love to know. But I do always give some of the same disclaimers because it's just, there's some good information to know. But I'm going to take a water break for a sec. So, Paper Pumpkin is an all-inclusive kit. The first time you sign up for a Paper Pumpkin, you get an acrylic block. It is a D-size block, and every stamp that ever comes in a Paper Pumpkin is guaranteed to fit on the D-size block because that is the block that they provided you. Now, you don't get a block every month. You get a block the first time, and then they know your set. It is not the block that you can order in the catalog, but I always bring in my normal D block because it is a little more ergonomic. It's a little thicker. It's got the nice rounded corners, and so it's just a little easier to stamp with. However, if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber and maybe are intimidated by stamping because of all of the supplies you could get, you don't need anything. You don't need anything besides the kit. Now, the other thing that I always like to point out is you always get a Stampin' Spot, and they do promise to not rotate or to not duplicate a color in a 12-month time span. So we got Real Red today, which means for the next 12 months we will not get Real Red again. So it's another awesome perk because you can build up your color arsenal at a very cost-effective rate. That being said, because I do have access to the real products, I usually always bring in my own stamp pad because this is a foam pad and it's larger, whereas this, of course, is smaller and is a fabric pad. And I personally prefer the foam pad experience better. However, just like with the block, if you don't have the other supplies, that doesn't mean you can't just get the kit and make it happen. So there, those are my disclaimers. Alrighty, so let's unpack. We've got a big pack of large dimensionals. We have some die cut pieces, very ornately colored. Clearly we're gonna have some layering going on. Ooh. Oops, missed a piece. Got quite a village here. Okay. Here are the envelopes. We got little wreaths printed on the flaps. Super cute. I love that. Let's put those over here. Okay, and then the card bases. So what do we have for card bases? So we've got, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the vertical card and then 4 of the horizontal card. So we're going to be making 4 each of 2 different cards today. Then we've got some punch out Christmas trees, super cute, some banners, and a different size. Ooh, I thought this was a banner and I flipped it over, and that is glitter, and that is gorgeous. Hello, Holly. We also have some glue dots, and here's the piece of cardboard to protect our contents, and lo and behold, we have instructions. Okay, so Home for the Holidays, October 2023. Okay, one more drink break. All right, I always like to look at the back of the instructions because there's a couple important pieces on the back here. So kit components contain supplies for 8 cards and 8 envelopes, so that's what we are making. I love this. It tells you the coordinating Stampin' Up! Colors because at the end of this show, we're going to come up with an alternative card. And sometimes this information is very helpful when we are coming up with an alternative design. So this set of cards focus on Balmy Blue, Cherry Cobbler, Crumb Cake, Crushed Curry, Daffodil Delight, Lemon Lolly, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, Old Olive, and Pecan Pie. They also give you a couple alternative ideas, always on the back of the kit instructions, and information about where to go to find more. Okay, so here's a little advertisement for the Stampin' Up! Tools. They must have had an extra panel. And then, okay, so diving right in, it looks like we've got, okay, so the first panel here is just showing you a breakdown of what elements are being used on what card. So I'm going to take this opportunity to kind of divide out my card pieces. So we're only going to be making 1 of each, but the kit has supplies to make 4 of each, 8 in total. So we're going to have a glittery, like, oh, this glitter, I'm sure it's going to be very difficult for you to see how, oopsies, actually very, very, very beautiful that is. But this glitter is in person, like, perfect. Okay, and then we've got a banner on each. We'll be using some glue dots and dimensionals, and then on the card base that has no houses on it, we're going to use the long strip of 4 houses. We're going to grab some trees as well. So we're going to grab the cluster of trees, we're going to grab the tree with a star on the top, and we are going to grab the stubby tree. So, who here, we've got 23 people watching along with us. Who here is going to be doing the kit along with us tonight? Or who is a Paper Pumpkin subscriber? Maybe you're not doing it tonight, but you will do it in the future. So then for the card base, with the 2 houses already pre-printed on it, we are going to be layering in the red house as well as the piece with 2 additional houses. So that is what we've got for our supplies. I need to then see, let's see. Our first card is going to be this one. So let's move these out of the way. There's never enough room. Did you know that when you're crafting? Okay, so. Hi, Gwen. Thank you for tuning in. We're just about to get started. Susan will do hers later, just here for the show. I love it. Okay, so the first step is going to be our stamping. Let's get it out of the way right away. And I'm actually probably going to stamp both of them while I have the ink and all that stuff out. The suggestion is, I mean, and of course you can stamp whatever you want, wherever you want, but the first card is Happy Holidays and the second card is Merry Christmas. So both of the stamps, both of the sentiments are sized to fit in this banner, so you can use them interchangeably. Oh, that is so sweet. Fellaine says she gets 2 Paper Pumpkins a month. I usually get one for my granddaughter to do one when she comes to town. That is so cool. The Winnie the Pooh stamps that I just purchased, my boys. So what I have been doing is I've been stamping them in StazOn and then watercoloring. I used to watercolor and I really enjoy watercoloring. So it's kind of combining 2 of my passions. And because I don't have, at this point, we have moved most of our crafting, card making supplies over by my mom because she's retired. Right now, she doesn't have the opportunity to use them, but she will have more availability to use them than I will. And also, it's nice for me when I do want to and need to make cards to kind of get out of the house. Every once in a while, you need a reason to get out of the house. So I have limited card making supplies at the house, which is kind of silly, but it is what it is. And so I do, though, have my watercolor supplies, and they were like dying in a 31 bag, and I just find so much joy in watercoloring, like in the opacity and in how the colors mix, and oh, I just really love it. So I got some StazOn, and I've been watercoloring with those stamps, and sorry, I can't like talk while trying to place the stamp centered and straight and all that good stuff. And so the boys kind of have been watching me do this. I only have made maybe 3 cards so far, maybe 4. And they're curious and they love it. So we stamped a couple additional images and then they were pencil coloring them. So it's so much fun to engage your children or grandchildren in a hobby that you really enjoy because they see how passionate you are about it, and then I think they take so much pride in joining their loved ones in something that they love so much. So, woo, holy man. Okay, so I stamped my Merry Christmas, I stamped my Happy Holidays, and now I'm going to put all of those supplies away because until we get to the alternative card, we are going to be done with these for now. Oh, that's great. Feline says she likes to give her grandkids something to do besides electronics. My grandson can only sit still for a little bit, but yeah, homemade cards every year. That is awesome. Yeah, what's the word I'm trying to come up with? the like temptation of electronics is so real. Like, I swear my boys could just sit and watch YouTube all day. And no, they're not watching, although, it's a funny story. No, they're not watching card making on YouTube. But we had gotten a new TV because my son broke our other TV with the Wii remote. We weren't even playing Wii at the time, but he broke. It's a whole thing. And anyways, so we had to get a new TV, and so I had to re-sign into YouTube. And when I signed in, of course, my for me suggestion was to watch a Cards by Christine stamping video. And they're like, "Oh, mommy, that's your friend." And I'm like, yes, that is my friend. And so I was like, oh, I wonder if I can find a paper pumpkin video. And so then we watched myself making an old paper pumpkin on the TV, and they thought it was so cool that mommy was sitting right there, and mommy was on the TV, and mommy was on YouTube, because like that's in a 3 and a 5-year-old's vocabulary these days. But it was so cute. So, but yes, the temptation of electronics is so real. Okay, so burnished the card base with my bowl and folder to give it a nice crisp edge. Going next to the dimensionals to put on the back of the strip with all of the houses on it. One of the things that I so love about Paper Pumpkin is it takes all the guesswork out of creating cards. So these little hexagons, I was like not mathing for a minute there, are illustrations of dimensionals. So it gives you like, here, put your adhesive here. It's great. I like to not think sometimes, especially when you can make something so beautiful without thinking. It's so great. So, well, I shouldn't say that. I love designing and making cards as well, but sometimes my brain just needs a little bit of a break. Okay, so go ahead, plop your dimensionals down, peel all those dimensional backs off, do your best to get them all in the garbage because you know they just float and fly everywhere. And then we are going to adhere this down, so we're going to align it to the bottom, and it is the full length of the card base, so it'll be left and right aligned as well. Give it a gentle tap. Okay, bring in your trees then. It appears as though Mr. Stubby Tree is going to get one dimensional. We've got 2 dimensionals for each of the others then. Okay, then our trees are going to get placed. We've got the set of double trees is going to go bottom left, kind of covering up the left set of windows on the brown house and kind of up to those windows on the blue house. I don't know, words are hard right now. Then we've got the tall tree. That's going to go front and center. It is going to go in the space between the brown and the red house. Okay. And then last we have our stubby tree, which is going to kind of cover up the windows on this blue house. So we've got those all placed down. Now, the next thing that it is showing is our glitter glue. And you can see the like gray, oh, so I skipped 3. We'll come back to that in a second. You can see the gray outline, let's get something to point at, of where they are saying to put the glitter glue. Now, I'm going to take a little creative liberty and probably put a little bit more than that, but oh, I am so sorry I came off the screen there. So let's do that again. So all these gray lines, that is their indication of where they are suggesting to place your glitter glue. But again, you are making your own cards, so make them however you would like. I also am going to skip step 3 for right now because glitter glue does take a little bit to dry. So I'm going to get that done and out of the way before anything else so that it has a little bit more of an opportunity to dry. So, woo! Hi, Randy. Thank you for joining. You barely missed anything. We're just finishing up the details on our first of 2 cards. And then, of course, we always have an alternative to look forward to as well. All right. So, let's see here. I'm going to start by showing off how they are suggesting the glitter glue be placed, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to add to it. Because when it comes to glitter, more is more. Okay, and then the red house.
Did you say more is more?
More is more. Chris is diligently working on answering emails behind me. So it took a little bit for that to register with her, but you know what? It was so good. It was so good that it sunk. She heard it.
I'm like, more is more. It is.
More is more. Glitter is just the best. I mean, not everyone would agree, but I think I'm right on this one. And it's so cool because when I saw these cards, just like as a preview, I didn't know it came with glitter glue, and I was like, this is going to be great for Stella. But no need for Stella when you get a thing of glitter glue. Sorry, Stella. Okay, so this is the suggestion for how the glitter glue be put on the cards. Absolutely nothing wrong with it, but what I'm going to do is now I'm going to fill the rooftops with glitter because, I mean, it just makes sense. I don't know, I could be wrong, but I feel like it just makes sense for it to all be snowy glittery. So I'm not going to put a like massive amount. I'm going to squeeze some on and then just kind of push it around. But that's going to be my creative adaptation to this set of cards. And you do what you like. If you love if you hate glitter or glitter glue, don't put any on. We don't need anyone mad at their cards. And also, if you like the control of Stella, use Stella instead. Like, you absolutely don't need to use the glitter glue, but this is so nostalgic for me. It brings back lots of memories. I used to love glitter glue. I guess you could say I still do. Oh, sorry. I was like, I bet they're seeing the top of my head. Do I have any gray hairs going on up there? I probably do. It's been, you know, life's been a little crazy these days. So I've got a bunch of ideas kind of, okay, maybe I'm overstating. Not a bunch. I have a few ideas bouncing around for the alternative. These cards are so gorgeous, like right off the top. There's not much, you know, sometimes the cards just are a little atypical or, you know, not my style. And then sometimes I feel like they're not anyone's style. That's maybe not quite right. But of course they have to try to, you know, appeal to a diverse set of crafters. So it's not always going to be everyone's cup of tea. So sometimes I try to really think outside the box. This one, I don't know. I'm not quite sure where our creative journey is going to take us for the alternative, but okay, just a couple more rooftops to glisten. And the blue house. Oh, it's so pretty. See, I really do think that I enjoy the additional glitter coverage. It also, to me, like from a realistic standpoint, like you wouldn't just have snow just along the edges of a rooftop. So that was my other rationale. Not that it needs to be realistic, but my brain does sometimes struggle computing things that other people could very easily give two cares about. Alrighty, so that is glitterified, and of course now is going to be kind of wet. Okay. Red stain, real red embossing powder, that too. Oh no. That is funny. So yes, you should see my carpets. I do not have a real red stain onto my carpet, but our carpets are a disaster. So I've been talking to my husband about like, so at what point, we have a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. It's like, at what point do we consider the kids to be grown up enough that it pays to redo the flooring? Because the carpets are getting out of control. Okay, so that is, and here I am acting like we're done. Like I said, we skipped step number 3 because of the drying time for the glue. Now it is time to put that sentiment on, which is the step that we skipped. Hello, Karen. So nice to see you, quote unquote, see you. Happy holidays. Okay, so we are going to be, so here we got the instruction on the back is to put 2 glue dots. Anyone who has paper pumpkined along with me before knows that I beat to my own drum, and I usually just use liquid glue again because I have access to it. If you don't, go ahead, use those glue dots. They work perfectly fine, but liquid glue is my adhesive of choice, so I am going to just scribble a little liquid glue on the back of this and stick her down. It appears as though the intention for this is to be in the upper left-hand corner. It looks like it's cocked a little bit. Interesting. And we've got the flag ends going whatever way this way is. Next, we are going to be adding the Happy Holidays sentiment, and those, of course, are going to be adhered with dimensionals to bring it above our glitter banner. And then I think we've got a completed card. And look at that. This is just absolutely stunning. So many, and it was hard for me to try to describe before I opened up the box, but like so many just beautiful details. Like not intricate, not like, I mean, there are a lot of pieces, kind of, but like just very, very pretty. Okay, so let's go ahead and Happy Holidays it. So now, from what I can tell, the glitter banner is cocked, but the Happy Holidays sentiment is straight on. So do what you please, because I know some people are very, you know, that like crookedness would not fly with their brains, and I'm not super, okay, so now I made that crooked too, like I can tell. Putting something straight on top of something crooked is very hard. So that needs to be lifted up just a hair. So yeah, so let's focus for just a second so that I don't need to lift that up again. Let's lower that down. So that's maybe mathematically straight, maybe not so visually straight, but there we go. There is our first card. I think it is absolutely adorable. I love it. So if you have the paper pumpkin kit, you would get 4 of these cards to make. Very, very, very exciting. So let's put that one off to the side while we move on to card number 2. Okay, we already did step number 1 because I did all the stamping all at the same time. And then we are going to now grab the pieces that I set aside. Where did I put them? For card number 2, we are going to burnish the card base. Oh, yes. Okay, so now flip over the red piece, the red house, I don't know, that piece, and go ahead and slap some dimensionals on it. I feel like as this, so let's, how would I say this? Not liquid glue, glitter glue is a glue, so it's got some like liquid component to it. So as this snow glittery stuff is drying, it is kind of warping, because that is the like effect that water has on paper. So I don't know if you can tell, like that brown house right here. So I might come back later once it's completely dry and pop this up just a smidge with another dimensional so it doesn't sag. So it does appear as though they are never like, oh yeah, it's not that they're like chintzy with their supplies, but like I'd be nervous to use too many extra dimensionals if you don't have extra dimensionals on hand, because of course we have to make 3 more sets of each of these cards and you'd hate to run out. But you could always throw an extra dimensional or so. I'm sure there's a couple extras in the kit at the very least. So go ahead, put dimensionals behind the red house. Again, we are going to align it to the base, and then it will align left to right as well. Then we're going to put dimensionals behind this guy as well. My brain is like starting to like slow down. I haven't been sleeping very well the last kind of week-ish. Have so many things going on, and I'm actively trying to declutter the basement, actually the whole house, and I've made it to the basement, which of course is always the worst. And like I get fixated on things, and so I'm fixated on focusing on working on that, and man alive, takes a lot of work to declutter an entire basement. So a couple nights I've stayed up extra late because I was in the middle of working on something for the basement, and a couple nights I've stayed up really late working on work stuff, and I think the sleepiness is just starting to like set in. Okay, so what you just saw me do, put dimensionals according to how the instructions show, and then I aligned it again to the base here, and again it's left to right justified, and then I stuck it down. But now you'll see this house, the peak of this brown house, there's nothing for the dimensional to stick to besides the card base. Oh my gosh, I'm off the camera again. Besides the card base, and then it would kind of like sink, if that makes sense, because it wouldn't be on the same level. So before I stuck it down, I popped a second dimensional behind it to keep it on the same level. Small detail, but I think it makes a at least small difference. So again, skipping step 3 here, we'll come back and add the sentiment later. Let's go ahead and glitter glue. And again, we're going to, I'll show you how they suggest putting the glitter glue on, and then I'm gonna go back and fill them more in. So seeing as how this is a little bit more of a tedious thing, what is everyone looking forward to this Halloween? Let's get some chatter started so that everyone isn't just like staring at my head as I go ahead and glitter glue. I'm so excited for our annual Spooktacular event at the Children's Museum. It typically is our highest attended event. So a lot of kiddos come out, and it's a really great time. My boys this year decided they wanted to be Mario and Luigi. They're really into the Super Mario Brothers ever since we went and saw the movie, which is so exciting. I would say I didn't necessarily like Super Mario Brothers prior to this point in my life. Chris is a super fan. So it's kind of funny though, the nostalgia. Like, of course I wasn't like a quote unquote fan of it, but I knew about Super Mario Brothers because I grew up in the 90s. So it's been fun, like this nostalgic kick that, we watched the movie together, and now they're watching all these like video game shows about And it's really cute. I love it. So I'm excited that they're dressing up for Super Mario Brothers. But then my oldest son also wants to have a costume for Number Blocks, which I don't know if anyone is familiar with what Number Blocks is, but it is a like educational YouTube show. It is so well curated. It's all about numbers, and the numbers all have a personality and how they interact with each other, as in like adding and subtracting, and it's genius. I love math, so like for me, it's so cute to watch like math be fun for the kids. So Zachary also wants a Number Block 1 costume, which I couldn't quite find, so I have to make it, and I'm running out of time to do that, but just got a box from my cousin and some red wrapping paper, and we'll make it happen because that is what moms do. So I got to do that, so I'm looking forward to that. We have made a Halloween costume for Zachary, I think, every year besides the first year. So it's kind of fun to keep that tradition going. And sorry, Jake, but he has never like asked for something that I couldn't just buy. So I'm excited to make that costume. Don't know when it's gonna happen, but we'll figure it out. So yeah, like I said, I'm not super into Halloween, but I've definitely gotten more into it over the years, especially with the kiddos. And then we also, so here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, we have a unique tradition for Halloween. Actually, 50 years ago, this Halloween, a poor little girl was kidnapped and unfortunately murdered trick-or-treating. And that happened 50 years ago. So ever since then, Fond du Lac has had a, like, trick-or-treating is always during the daylight hours, and it's always on the Saturday before Halloween. So then the local radio station also, okay, so quick pause on the storytelling. The glitter glue is set now how the kit describes, which is going to be very hard to showcase, but basically it's just on the outer edge of all of the houses. And now I'm going to go back in and add it to all of the rooftops. But yes, so 50 years ago, that heinous crime happened and obviously really shook our community. I know it was before I was born, but so the year after it happened, our local radio station, wanted to be part of the solution. So they started a Halloween party. And it is that you sign your kid up to win prizes, and then they call kiddos in the hour after, maybe multiple hours, but at least the very least hour after trick-or-treating, and talk to the kids and just, make sure that they're safely back home. And so it's a really great thing. I'm actually getting like chills thinking about it, that our community has upheld this tradition kind of to ensure the safety of our kiddos, and also to kind of honor the poor young girl who was heinously murdered doing such a just normal, I feel so bad. I'm like getting like very dark over here, but just trick-or-treating, just doing a kid's thing. And so that is something that I did sign Zach up for. It was the first year he was eligible. You have to be 5 or older to participate in the Halloween party. So hopefully he's a lucky one and wins a special prize, but more importantly, hopefully all the kiddos have a great time and stay safe this Halloween. And so just filling the airtime. Sorry, guys. You just get to hear it all. As a kid, trick-or-treating wasn't, like, something that we didn't go from house to house. I live out in the absolute middle of nowhere, where you don't really have much for neighbors. So for me, growing up, trick-or-treating was never, like, a neighborhood thing. It was getting in and out of mom and dad's cars and going by your aunts and uncles and trick-or-treating at their doors, so I don't have, I mean, I have memories of that. They are great memories. It's just, like, not your average trick-or-treating kind of memories, so that's that. Does anyone else have any Halloween things they're looking forward to or memories they want to share? I am just going to keep talking. So, anyways, oh, that's a weird thing. I'm almost done here. Sorry, guys. I just felt like I needed to. My brain didn't want me to leave the rooftops empty. They're glistening, just like in the song. All right, almost done here. Now, I would say if I was doing this for all 8 of the cards, I maybe would defer. Glitter the Moon, that's a great idea. I would probably defer to doing it the suggested way in the book, or I would very patiently just not think about it and do it very therapeutically, because it does take a little bit longer to do all that extra glitter. But great suggestion, Mary. Thank you. Go back and glitter this moon, too. Oh, I'm glad someone's appreciating the glitter, because I felt like I was just wasting all your guys' time. That was silly. My brain plays tricks on me. I have a very anxious brain, so sometimes I overthink things that literally no one cares about. Okay, so we're going to go back, though, to this card that I just finished up, and now we need to put the sentiment on. So again, we are going to be adhering using either liquid glue or, you know, the glue dots that come with the kit. Again, we're going to be, like, kind of cocking this one, I think it appears as though. Of course, you can do whatever you want, but the diagonals are going this way, and it's going to be cocked on the bottom here. Oh, your school walked you around the block in your costumes. That's interesting. I remember, so now that we're talking about Halloween, I have one more Halloween memory. I remember, you know, when you dress up for school, for your school Halloween party, I remember I was very attached to my teddy bear as a young girl, and I actually still have that teddy bear, and I still have him in bed with me, my poor husband. He kind of just, like, sits to the side, though, but also my husband works third shift, so it's not like we share a bed, kind of, for the most part. But anyways, I remember one year I dressed up as Goldilocks just because it was my opportunity to bring my teddy bear to school with me, and I suffered through the blonde wig that I absolutely hated just so that I could bring my teddy bear to school with me. So there's another Halloween memory for you. This is just like Paper Pumpkin / walking down memory lane. So our card here is finished, and it has layers. Look at that. We've got dimensionals behind both sets of, no, Mary, you're not older. You're perfectly aged, just like fine wine. So we've got lots of layers on this one because we got dimensionals behind both sets of houses, and we've got dimensionals behind the sentiment. So that's a thickin'. But I think it still should be fine to send in the mail. So, oh, that is so cute. So Melanie taught kindergarten, and we did a parade in and out of all of the 1st through 6th grade classrooms. That must have been so joyful for all those tiny little kinderboppers. My son is a kindergartner now, so I can just envision my son. I wonder what they're doing for trick-or-treat, or not trick-or-treat, for Halloween. I'll have to get that figured out. Okay, so there we go. We've got our 2 cards that we made in the kit, and now my brain needs to kind of get creative, and let's put together an alternative. I'm going to take a water break while you enjoy these beautiful cards, and we'll see what we can do. Wow. I mean, so I feel like I'm not super inspired in lieu of alternatives because I love these cards so much, and I know when I use pieces of the cards in an alternative way, it is preventing me from making these cards, and these cards are so pretty. But one of the things that we always do is we always make an alternative. So I'm gonna see if I can. I think what I might do is make something more simplistic, maybe. Because these cards, they got a lot going on, and that is like not at all a bad thing, and not at all spoken disrespectfully, because I love them so much. So I'm gonna try to keep them in a frame for you. Which of the two cards do you like better? I think the best way to differentiate between them is the vertical or the horizontal. Which one's your favorite? As I am pulling together an idea here for a different card. So let's see here. Where are all the rest of my pieces? I think I'm going a little crazy. Okay. The vertical. Ooh, yes, I think the vertical is my favorite as well. And I love how many layers there are. So, both of them. I know, this kit is incredible. I am blown away by it. The artistry is just like spot on. And I think it's kind of, I don't know how they created this. There's a good chance they just created it digitally. But it gives a very like painterly watercolor look to it. And like I said before, I very much love watercoloring. Not very talented at it. I just do it and I love it. So, okay, so what I am kind of processing through my brain right now is I am a very like, I don't know if calculated is quite the right word, but I'm a very frugal kind of calculated person. I don't want to like compromise the ability to make a lot of cards from this kit. So obviously if you're gonna make the kit just as is, you can totally make 4 of these and 4 of these. But now I'm trying to think, okay, so now how can I make it go a little farther? So when I'm looking at the pieces, what my brain is thinking is the card bases themselves can almost act as cards without the additional layers. Now, of course, you would need to do more things to the cards, but I could see creating a scene here with maybe like a snowman or a reindeer or a lot of different elements from different. So a lot of us are more avid stampers, so we have other supplies at home. So I could totally see using some supplies that are already in our arsenals and creating these cards and then having all of the extra layering pieces that we can use to make more cards. So there's that like frugal piece of my brain just going like on a heyday here. And same with this. I feel like you could do some thing in the foreground here without compromising the beauty of the card and then have these additional pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these card bases aside. That's not what I'm going to focus on. I think we could simply find easy ways to make those into alternative cards. What I'm going to focus on are these pieces and how we could use these pieces to make more cards so that we can get more mileage out of our kit. Oh, man. My tired brain is struggling here. So, Let me know what you think of that idea. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and, well, we're gonna explore a couple different things. Let's go back to the back of this. Balmy blue, night of navy. Okay, I figured the darkness of the sky was night of navy. So let's get some navy. And then we are getting a lot of love for both of the cards, which I totally agree. They both are beautiful in their own way. Okay, so if you are an avid card maker and you like, I'm gonna move this just a smidge so I don't get the glitter glue on it, and you like sending out Christmas cards, oftentimes your list of whom you're sending Christmas cards to is pretty long, so you need a lot of cards. So I'm looking at and thinking about how we can make more cards out of what this kit provides. So I want to just show you a couple of simple ideas, because just because an idea is simple doesn't mean it's not beautiful. So we already talked about how we could use those card bases that I set off to the side already to create cards. Now here I'm going to show you some simple ways that we can take these other pieces and now at least double our kit. So what I'm thinking here is, if we make ourselves some Night of Navy card bases, now there are different ways to view alternatives, and I was kind of talking about this earlier. Sometimes you just hate the kit and you want to find a different way. I shouldn't have said that quite so strongly. You dislike the kit, so you're going to try to find a way to use the contents differently so that you can find joy out of the pieces. Largely, I feel like as a Stampin' community, I don't get that vibe out of this kit, so I'm not trying to like change the kit. I like the kit. I'm just trying to do something different, and oftentimes different to me is just more. I'm trying to get more. I'm trying to be frugal. So I could see absolutely going ahead and going down this mentality and even doing the exact same thing. So now this would be a vertical card, and just going like this. And I think we're gonna kind of explore that mentality. Oh, we have kitty in here. So I'm sorry, I'm not doing anything like groundbreaking here, but what I'm going to do is I'm gonna use some sponging and maybe even some watercoloring. What month are they? The paper pumpkin kits that were behind us. I think there are 2 of this kit left. So if I bring it back to me for a minute. So behind me, we've got a cat over there. But on this side of me are 2 kits. So I think that means there are 2 left. So if you love it, let me know. I'm not going to promise because I'm not positive, but drop a comment, and if I see it, I will write your name down or shoot a text or an email to Chris, and she can absolutely confirm whether or not they are available if you are interested. So yes, good call. Sorry, that didn't work. So I hope no one is disappointed by this idea that I'm traveling down. Basically, I'm just trying to help you double your kit. Emboss with the Snowfall embossing folder. Love that idea. Sorry, there's a spider climbing down my... Oh, hello, kitty. Do you want to eat a spider? Okay. So I love the idea of embossing with the Snowfall embossing powder, embossing folder. That would be a great suggestion, except for the embossing folders are upstairs and I am not going to make that run. But what I am going to do, yes, see, we're all thinking the same way. So sorry, I'm not going to be able to show you what that's going to look like. But I'm going to try something a little different, a little simpler. You know, maybe for someone who doesn't have an embossing machine or embossing folders, you still should be able to do this. And I'm going to go get my craft white stamp pad, which hopefully is going to be easy to find. So give me a second while I look for that, and I'll be right back. I know, kitty. Whoa-ly. Whoa-ly moly. Okay, I'm still searching, and I'm going to send an SOS to Chris. Oh, God, Lynn, that is incredible. Okay, so I have this tendency of not being able to see what's right in front of my eyes. So I just sent an SOS to Chris asking where the craft white is. But in the meantime, I was given the incredible suggestion to go ahead and splatter the background with Stella and white ink on. How about splatter Stella with white ink on the background? Love that idea. Love that idea so much. Let's see here. Okay, so I can find the Whisper White re-inker. Sorry, I haven't been in the hive. I mean, I come at least once a month, but sometimes things move and sometimes they don't move and I just don't see it or don't know where to look. And anyways, woe me. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, there's a gazillion ways you could do this. I'm going to grab some scrap paper, and I'm going to move some stuff out of the way because this could get messy. And it might get messy, and it probably absolutely will get messy. So, let's do this. Where did I swear I just had a piece of crap. Oh, you guys, I'm going crazy. Okay, so I'm going to put this here, and then I'm going to put this here to protect the background. Okay, so I'm going to burnish that just a little tighter. Okay, so one of them's vertical, one of them's horizontal. There's a lot of like no control when you do this, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a drop of white re-inker onto. I hope I'm not ruining this Stella. Or we'll find out together. Now, of course, the craft white is thicker than our normal re-inker, so I'm going to go ahead and just water it down a little bit. We're doing like mad science over here. I hope you're here for a party. And then I'm going to take my Stella and I'm kind of gonna stir it, and now we've got like a white pigment. And then I'm gonna take a flat surface and I'm gonna go ahead and splatter. This is gorgeous. Now, I don't know if I'm seeing a lot of Stella. There's a lot of snow, which is beautiful. Oh, the Stella is almost empty, I think. Oh, here she comes. There we go. Now we're going to be getting some sparkles too. Oh, that is incredible. Okay, so now this is what I'm going to call the horizontal one. And then I'm going to bring in my vertical one. This time I'm going to start with the Stella because I have a pool here that I don't want to dry. What did I do? Okay, so now I'm doing vertical. You guys, I'm going crazy. One thing to just note about what I'm doing this process, there's very you can do your best to try to control, like when you see an area that looks a little not quite filled in, but you just gotta let it to the stamp gods because there's not much you can control about this process. Okay, and then I'm going to run the Stella brush under water because I got white all over my phone. That's so funny. I'm going to run it under water to get the white. I wanted a little more white. I just looked up at the screen and I was like, I wanted a little more snowy. But yeah, there's little control over how this is done. You just kind of gotta go until you're happy with it. But I did want to right away run it under some water because I don't know exactly how that craft pigment would manifest in there. And I don't want to ruin her Stella pen here. And now I'm going to text Chris back and say, just kidding. Okay, so this is so funny. So look at how speckly. Oh, that is funny. My phone is full of it. So is the tape dispenser back here. Okay, so now we're going to get our scrap paper out of the way. That was our collection of all the extra, well, not all of it, but a good amount of the extra spritz. And then we'll get this off of there, and we're going to pretend like we didn't break the Stampin' Rules and do something really crazy here. Lynn, that was an incredible suggestion. See, this is why I love live stamping, because you guys have better ideas than I do. Like, we are a team. Okay, so now we're going to bring our card bases back together. I think I'm going to burnish it one more time. Is this dry enough? Whoa, now we got a little bit of a blizzard going on. Oh, I kind of like that. That was unintentional. Okay, so don't burnish while it's still wet if you don't like the idea of this, but I'm going to go ahead. Here's my vertical, so giving it a little bit of a blizzardy look there. Okay, so, well, this one was vertical. That one's horizontal? I don't know. Kind of muted the white, too. Very cool. Unintended. Don't know if I love it, but I like it. That's for sure. Okay, so now where did I put my pieces? You guys are like, girl, keep your head together. I'm like losing it. Okay, I moved everything out of the way so it won't get splattery. Well, I think I'm gonna have to grab a couple more. Okay, so let me check my drawer. Nope. Well, it's a mystery. They'll turn up somewhere. I hope. Oh, just kidding. Just as I got new ones, I found them. Oh, silly Willy. Okay, so bringing back the dimensionals. Now, of course, if you're going to be doubling the amount of cards you're making, you likely are going to need additional dimensionals because, well, no, because you won't be using the dimensionals on the other cards. You're going to find ways to make the other cards into alternative cards. But, okay, so let's go ahead and do the horizontal first. And now I see here that I wish I had more white in there, and so I might do it again. Okay, patience, my friends. We're gonna remember there's not a lot of control, but when you can't control your anxiety is not quite the right word here, but when you can't control that you want to control the situation, this is gonna happen. So we're gonna take just a small little dab, tiny little dab of white. I do think watering it down was important. I don't think it would have splattered quite as nicely with how thick that craft pigment is. We're gonna go add a couple more drops of water. And then I think this time I'm just going to use my water painters because I have plenty of glitter on it. I just want more white. And go ahead and I'm aiming, so now this is a horizontal card, so I'm aiming to get the splatter on the top because the houses are gonna cover all that beautiful white down there. Why are you doing this to me? Okay, let's get... So that is a very blustery day. Okay. Okay, so let's pretend that I did that the first time. Okay. Nothing lost. All right, re-clean up our station. Did a much better job protecting all the valuables this time. Okay. It's gonna be a little warpy while it dries here. Okay, so now where did my... You guys, I have a funny way of losing everything. Right here. Okay. Now, you could absolutely go ahead and put glitter glue on the rooftops again. To spare you guys your sanity, I'm not going to waste your time with that again. But if you loved that look, you could do that. I'm going to, this time, instead just Stella them. My thumbnail broke. So usually I have very long, strong nails, but my thumbnail broke, and so I'm struggling to pull up the dimensional backs because I don't have a thumbnail. So I empathize for all of you guys with short nails. Okay, so go ahead, grab your Stella, get some glitter of a different kind on those roofs. And now, is it as beautiful as the original? No, I will say it surely is not. But is it still really nice? Absolutely. I would still love to receive this. Now, I did not think this fully through, clearly. I didn't stamp a sentiment on here, so I will need to make myself a little banner and put a sentiment on here. Again, I think Real Red is a great color for this, to help pop out that house and the chimneys. Take the blow dryer. Yeah, I think she has a blow dryer in here. I just don't know where it is. Ooh, the Snowfall Accents Puffy Paint would be so fun to use with this kit. You are so right, Feline. Like, you're so right there. I would go ahead and, where did I put my stamps? They're right here. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Personal preference? I don't know. I'm just going to go with Merry Christmas. Christmas is the season that I celebrate. There is no right or wrong to whatever you celebrate, but I am not going to be able to stamp this straight on. So obviously this is a leveled down card, clearly not as like robust and incredible as this card. But if I would have been on my A game, I would have probably just gone ahead and stamped this right here. And depending on what you do with the rest of your, like if you use these for your other alternatives, you could absolutely add another layer by putting like this tree, well, not there because that's where my stamp's gonna go. But you can go ahead and put that right here again. And then that'll help level that up as well. So let's get a scrap piece of, and there is an abnormally large amount of sky here because that's where in the original card the sentiment went, but I think it would feel off balanced to have so much white. So use your discretion where you would like to see your sentiment to go, but I am going to go ahead and put it in the bottom. I think. I shouldn't say that affirmatively until it's done because, you know, you never know. Feline, you and I are on the same wavelength right now. Good evening. Hello, Maria. Sorry, my eyes are like, wow, not good. I need a new prescription. My eyes change. I have very poor eyesight. My vision is somewhere in the neck of the 2650 realm. So like very bad eyesight. Obviously I have corrective eyeglasses. That makes my vision substantially better, but still not great. And my eyes change so often. So I feel like it's just about time to go get a new prescription because I can't see very far. Okay. Let's go ahead and bring in our little guillotine. You know, I'm just going to stamp 2 Merry Christmases because I'm going to need to put a sentiment on the other one too. And this little strip is kind of the perfect size. It is a little too thick, too much height, so I'm going to trim some of that off. But I'm going to let this kind of marinate for a minute because otherwise I'm going to smudge it for sure. Did I ever say there's never enough room in a craft room? Never. Not even ever. My cousin just moved into a new house this past weekend, and she is a crafter. She's a quilter. She really was into quilting, and then she still does quilting, but she kind of moved more into the cross-stitching realm. And so she got to set up her brand new quilting room or crafting room or whatever room, and she was so excited. It's a little small. I mean, it's not tiny. Obviously, she's blessed to have the ability to have a craft room, but it was so cute. She's got it all decorated, and it's beautiful. Okay, so let's go ahead and thin this down. I feel like it's gonna be hard for me. I'm gonna cut them apart first because I feel like I'm going to get it crooked. I'm hearing Kitty behind me. Ooh, that was very scary. Okay. I love the font of the sentiment as well. I went to school for graphic design, for any of you that haven't heard that before. And so I can really appreciate a pretty font, and I am so in love with this font. Okay, so now I'm just going to diagonal the ends. Just free balling it. Would love for them to be the same angle, but I highly doubt that they are. There's a sad kitty. Okay. Cindy, I see your message. I will do that before I leave the hive. Oh no! Okay. So now I think, because I'm acknowledging that these are like beautiful cards, but they're not quite like as awesome as the ones that we created, I'm going to do one more thing to give it a little more pizzazz, and that one more thing is to create one more banner that I'm going to layer with the sentiment down here. And I'm trying to think, I think real red is going to be the right answer, but I'm not positive. So let's see what we have for scraps. Oh, you wouldn't be kidding me. We have the perfect scrap. So yeah, real red is going to be the answer here. Let's get some paper snips. And go ahead and make 2 of them. I love it when you have the perfect scrap. Okay, let's trim her down. Oh, the lamb technique with ribbon would have been an incredible idea, Feline. I love it. I should have done that. I could still do that. I just need to go get some ribbon. See, we're leveling it up. Okay, so I'm going to commit to using this tree. Where did my dimensionals go? You guys, I'm losing my mind. I can't believe it. Ah, right there. See? Right there. Now, what I think I'm going to do is, oh yeah, that's not what I was doing. I was doing the tree. See, you guys, you're incredible, because look at, like, this card was totally inspired by your ideas. That's why I love live card making. Okay, let me go get some ribbon. Okay, so I'm not positive if this is current or not. It is the glittery organdy ribbon, but I don't have a ton of it, and I can't find an extra of it, so I'm just gonna cry if I don't have enough. But that being said, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna offset these, and then I'm gonna do the lamb technique on the bottom of the red layer. You guys, this card is really coming together. I am so in love. Oh no! Okay, and I'm also going crazy with the liquid glue. And my hands are not steady. Okay, so for those of you that are like not OG to Cards by Christine, I quote unquote invented the lamb technique years ago, because I kept doing it on everything. I'm sure someone else invented it, but I dubbed it my own because I did. Because I did. Just because I did. So flip this bad boy over. We're going to run a strip of Terran tape along the bottom, along the length of the bottom of the red part of the banner. And then we're just going to weave our ribbon back and forth. Now, I want it to end like that. Uh-oh. And then I just kind of, I don't know, fold it back and forth. Now, the beautiful thing about this is if I like come to a really weird ending, I can always peel it back and redo it. But wouldn't you know, it worked out perfectly. Oh, the ribbon gods are with us tonight. And it appears as though I have enough to do it on the next one, if we so choose. So the most important last step here is to finish your ribbon sandwich with another piece of Terran tape that you do not peel the backing off of. Just helps keep the whole thing together. Then we're going to take a few more dimensionals and pop this bad boy up. And I am so happy with how this turned out because look at now, we've got a little bit more dimension and we're kind of balancing off the tree that we put there with the sentiment that we're putting here. And all in all, it's just so much more decorated and cohesive and I love it. Yay! Oh my goodness, yay, it's crooked. Okay, so straighten that bad boy up and then boom, boom, it's done. It's beautiful. I love it. To give it a little one last, like, okay, so there's a little glaring spot down here that's kind of empty. It's not bad, but I'm going to just Stella the snow on the ground just to give it a little more something, something. Ideally, you would have done that before you put the tree down, but oopsies. So now, of course, this is half of the alternative. The other half is you need to figure out something to do with the other card base. Unfortunately, I don't have time to do that with you, but if anyone does it, share it with me because I would love to see it. So now, originally, I think these were layered. So here I kind of like justified it to the bottom because there was a lot going on in the top of there. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to separate these. And I'm going to layer them more like this. Again, we're going to have more space to play with, which I don't know if I love, but it is what it is. We are doing beautiful things, so we'll make it work. So I'm going to go ahead and do the exact same thing here with the banner. Did I do that right? My brain is struggling to compute tonight. Okay, so let's see. If I put this up here, that means I need to move this down just a smidge more. At a diagonal? Don't like that. If we do that, and then maybe do the lamb technique. We might not need it on this one. Because this one is much more filled in and busy than the other one. This will be undimensional, so I'm going to glue this down. I'm going to kind of hold this tight so I know where to put this one back in. And then I'm going to put this with some glue. The ribbon and red backing, it hit the spot. You are so right. It really completed it. Okay, and then I'm going to shove this guy, again, with kind of just still holding this. I'm going to shove this guy behind and back into place, which was somewhere there. Now I'm going to move this out of the way so that I can justify it accordingly. Then, while that's drying, I'm going to put some dimensionals behind this bad boy. And then seriously need to use a different finger because that thumbnail is doing nothing for the dimensional backs. Okay. Now, as I said before, you should put the Stella on the snow before you stick the next thing down. Don't know how far down I need to go, but I know I don't need to go down all the way. I'm also going to Stella on the snow of the roof.
Did you find it?
I didn't, but I did something else that was way better instead.
Okay,
So,
it's right here.
no way. You see the black and you think it's black.
I thought it was like black and white.
That's funny. I told you guys, everything is always needs a little red truck. Wouldn't that be beautiful?
Do you want the truck?
No, I'm following a different idea, but that would be a really great alternative idea for someone, especially for someone who's really into the truck. And, ooh, look at that. The red truck would be just the right thing to finish off these alternative cards. Are you seeing it? I'm seeing it. I think that would be stunning. Other ideas I have for this, I don't have the time to stay and make 2 more alternatives, but I'm sure someone could make some beautiful things here. I could see Stella-ing the snow and then putting the red truck here. That's it. That's it. That's how you do that one. Stella here, and then maybe the red truck on this one too. Maybe a snowman, maybe a Christmas tree. So many great things. Kind of maybe just depends on what you have access to. We do have some extra trees too, though, that we haven't utilized. Okay, so we're going ahead, throwing down the Stella. Now, there is much more dead space in the white down here that you could absolutely justify wanting to put your sentiment down there, but I'm going to keep it up in the top, and I'm going to go ahead and do it just like the, oh, I hope that didn't get glitter glue on it, just like the last one. Where is my ribbon? You guys, I am going absolutely just batty. Oopsies. Oh no. Okay. The horse and sleigh, that would look so pretty. Look at you guys. Everyone's having the same idea at the same time. So now I challenge you. Anyone who has the time or the capacity, I would absolutely love for someone to create that card and share it on the Cards by Christine page. And if for whatever reason you don't have the access to be able to do that, send it to Chris or I and we'll post it. Like I said, I would love to stay and make more cards, but I got to get home to the kiddos. Oh no, see, that's where I spaced it out a little too loosely, so now I can just pull it up and go back. I would love to share that with everyone if you do go ahead and make that, which sounds incredible. So what do you guys think of this idea that I brought forward for the alternatives? Do you like the idea of kind of doubling the impact with a few extra supplies and getting twice as many cards out of it? So that means you would now have 16 Christmas cards to send. Oopsies. Well, that'll, I guess, just work. Ah. Or Santa. Oh, I love it. I love it. So, there's your challenge. Go out make some alternatives with the original card bases and share them with us because I would love to see what you make. Okay, so then I'm going to pop this guy up and put him up here. Oops, and trim the corner. I don't know, that way? That looks like the right way. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. Yay! We love the alternatives. That makes me so happy because I used to spend time kind of like prepping and researching before I came in to, like, I never opened the kits. I always open the kits live, but I would spend some time like researching the kits, and sometimes I even made the alternatives beforehand and then remade them on the lives. I don't have time for that anymore. If I'm going to just be completely honest with you. So I wing it. Absolutely 100% wing it when it comes to the alternatives. So it makes me happy when they turn out. And I will say, a couple months ago, I had an alternative that I was very disappointed in. And I just didn't have the time to execute a different idea that I had and kind of came to as I was kind of creating, and I was just sad. I was not impressed. I was not happy with how it turned out, and I mean, it was okay, but it definitely wasn't my best work. And I also didn't have the time to make it offline and then share it with you guys. So thank you for just bearing with me as I do my last year's camper. Oh my God, these are all incredible ideas. So thank you for bearing with me as I make these alternative cards, because sometimes it can be a little bit of a thing. But we've got our originals on the left. We have our alternatives on the right. I think they all turned out great. Does anyone have a favorite they want to shout out? While I'm waiting for comments, I'm going to make a couple announcements. The Circle Sayings set was won by Debbie Gast, and she opted for free shipping instead and passed it on to the next winner, who is Barbara Rudolph. So congratulations, Barbara Rudolph. You are the winner of the Circle Sayings set. Please be in contact with Chris about that. And then we're going to do some roll call here. So stamping along, maybe not necessarily right now with us, but in spirit, the people who purchased the paper pumpkin kits from Chris would be including Betty P and Cindy R. So those are the two that got spoken up for behind me. Cindy, I missed a letter. So we've got Lynn Beasley, Amy Ponce, Millie Kindle, Laura Wood, Gloria Mendoza, Lori Ransom, Angela Knudsen. Sorry, I never say your name right. I am so sorry. Nicole Herrick, Cheryl Van Bloomer, Chris Bertram, Linnea Bertram, Patsy Roberts, Jolene Schrei, Diana Muldoon, Sue Spagner, Katie Garbish, Barb Freund, Brenda Crudwig, Cheryl Pittman, Carmi Melendez, and the Betty P and Cindy R, who just purchased the new ones. So let's go ahead. And the second one from the top. Let's go ahead and pull up our random number generator. Look at, now that you can see the black, this is how much splatter I got on my phone. We are looking for Google Chrome, and we are doing our random number generator. And we have 22 paper pumpkins out in the wild. So our lucky winner is, let's put that down and generate, number 4. So Laura Wood, congratulations. I don't know if you are watching along with us, but if you are, please shout yourself out. You are our lucky winner, and Chris will get a prize out to you for being a Paper Pumpkin subscriber and being our lucky winner tonight. I hope everyone had a great time tonight. I surely did. I really enjoyed making the cards, and I had a great time going through the design process, just like Lynn was saying, and making these alternatives with you. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day, night, evening, and day tomorrow. Happy Halloween, happy trick-or-treating coming ahead. Happy November. It's almost November. I simply cannot believe it. This holiday season is going to fly by. I can feel it already. But I'm going to try to be present in the moment as much as possible. I'm working on my mindset and my kind of decluttering my world around me so I can be more present in the moment. And it's working wonders. And I am so thankful that all of you have shared your time with me tonight. And I hope you have a wonderful day ahead. And I am sharing with you lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs from the Cards by Christine studio, from the Hive here at Cards by Christine. I'm going to do the countdown, 10,